Aussie boy rocking. Don't mind me, I'm just hanging out with my friend Super Mario All-Stars. I love this game, I got it 4 days ago, and it is absolutely irreplaceable to me. Now on a completely unrelated note, what's today's date? Well, fuck this! E3 is like a gamer's Christmas. All of the major companies like Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony when they feel like it, and of course, Google Stadia, come together to tell us about what the hell they've been working on. Nintendo, the big N, the publishers of this. Also these, but who gives a shit? Nintendo has a vast pool of IPs, some of which have been getting games consistently for over 30 years, still receiving entries to this day, and others are chibi robo. With so many characters and franchises under their belt, it was an inevitability that Nintendo would turn to other forms of media as a way of exposing people to their franchises. They sure did. Nintendo has a fairly consistent track record of slapping their IPs into the Saturday morning TV slot, and most of their big name franchises have received the TV show treatment at some point or another. The biggest of big names in the Nintendo-verse is Captain Rainbow, but he didn't get a show, so f*** it, Mario will do. Now I've won my fair share of Nintendo consoles, far from all of them, which just won't stop hurting me, but enough to be more than aware of this series' existence. So you may ask, how many games have I played? Just disregard me already. Yeah, my first rodeo with the series was 31 years after the original game released. That's almost twice my lifetime. That's pathetic. You see, I'm a little something we like to call f***ing worthless, and I got my Switch for Christmas of 2017. I was told to choose 5 games to get with it, and this was big boy decision time. These would be the only games I had for ages until I inevitably bought Kirby Star Allies at launch 3 months later. Naturally, I chose Super Mario Odyssey, the game that made me look at this thing and say, I want that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, an enhanced port of one of my favourite Wii U games, a no-brainer really. Splatoon 2, the sequel to another one of my favourite Wii U games. I got fucking Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That decision still baffles me to this day, so naturally, Super Mario Bros. 2 followed this process. When Nintendo of America received and subsequently played the game, they weren't happy. They ruled that the game was too difficult for the stupid fucking Americans, and deemed it unsuitable for the American audience. But Nintendo of America still needed to capitalise on the oh-so-lucrative Mario sequel market, so they turned to plagiarism. So they held a meeting and said, quick, find a platformer that we can barf Mario into. I guess that'll do. Doki Doki Panic, a game starring some fucking genie guys throwing turnips at a Bowser King K. Rool hybrid and marshmallows with gas masks. It's perfect! What do you get as a reward? To be cool as fuck, bitches! Hey, what's up? It's your boy's sleep deprivation. Can I get a time check? How the shit is it that time already? I'd love to sleep, but as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm diagnosed with sudden awakeness. Until I get up, and I revert back to sleep deprived immediately. Repeat, ad nauseum. Somebody fucking help me! Well, when crippling anxiety strikes and sleep is anywhere but on the schedule, what is there to do? Step 1, comfort. Nice! Even nicer. Step 2, warmth. This seems slightly excessive. And step 3, old as fucking Nintendo TV shows. Now let's fast forward to the 23rd of June 2020 when I bought a Nintendo 64 and with it I got Super Mario 64. Yeah, I kinda cheated. I've only ever played through this game once, so I guess the title's a lie. But if it makes you feel better, I'll play the game again so the title can be true. The show is loosely based on the first 2 Mario games, unless you're Japanese, in which case the show is based on the first game and disappointment. Yoshiaki Koizumi strolls up looking dapper as all hell in his Mario hat to announce that, yup, Nintendo listened.
This is the first time since Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine that we have created a large Mario sandbox world like this for you to run around in.
I've never been so turned on by a Japanese man. Jesus! He gave Jack an ember and a pumpkin to light his way, and sent him to wander the earth for the rest of time. And for some fucking reason, the pumpkin just becomes his head, I don't know. Now obviously, the first thing that came to everyone's head during this story was, of course, Animal Crossing. It sure did. Kirby and consistency are not two concepts that go well together. In Japan, Kirby is generally portrayed as the happy little pink puffball we know him as in the box art. But America is having absolutely none of that. They tend to go for the tried and true formula of slightly diagonal eyebrows to portray anger. It's supposed to make him look determined and triumphant, but it comes off more as Americans won't buy this unless he looks pissed. Then over here in Europe, we get whatever the fuck we feel like. The Legend of Zelda, a series I'm totally qualified to talk about. Totally. This show stars Link. No shit. And he talks in full sentences. Shit. Anybody who's anybody is repulsed at the thought of that.
Hey! Excuse me, princess!
I didn't say they were wrong. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk and cardboard, right? I fucking hate it. Which is why I've taken it upon myself to destroy any and all cardboard that I come into contact with. Considering the last mainline Mario game, Super Mario Land 2, looked like this, Mario 64 was a major evolution of visuals in a Mario game. Huge 3D sandboxes to explore, Mario characters evolving from sprites to models. This was a huge leap for all things Luigi related. Bowser looks like a soup can. Using any move in Flood's moveset depletes the water meter, and when the meter is empty, you're SOL, straight out of lube. And as such, I'm anticipating the reveal of more traditional Paper Mario features. I'm finally qualified to talk about this! The Sega Genesis, as the US knows it, is called the Mega Drive over here. This confused me for the longest time for whatever reason. I was so familiar with the Genesis that when I got my hands on the Mega Drive Mini, I was baffled. What the fuck is this? The sound's coming from my game collection. I guess that's where I'll have to go check. What? How does this make sense? So it turns out I have the Zelda Collector's Edition, which contains every game prior to Wind Waker. What? He befriends Tiff and Tuff and their friends Tololo and Talala. Somebody had a fucking field day naming these characters. We're deposited into the soup bowl, and we have to complete this extremely difficult platforming challenge. As far as I know, no other Nintendo games reference Halloween directly, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any other games that fit the holiday well. For example, you take Mario, slap a green L on him and... that took a dark turn quick. Luigi's Mansion. Come on, I wasn't not going to talk about this series. For all three of you who don't know what a Luigi's Mansion is, allow me to educate you on the deep, original, never-before-seen concept. It's Ghostbusters. But with everyone's favourite Mushroom Kingdom misfit. My 7-year-old brain said, him! He is my favourite now. And on today's edition of A Cliché a Day, I present to you my Zen Garden. Ever wanted to sleep by a waterfall? The Tanuki suit, which allows you to... This game only allows for 12 directions of movement, for a couple of reasons. Reason number 1, the circle pad isn't humanity's favourite stick to play with. I know it's hard to hear, but this thing barely qualifies. Because of this, 12 directions that Mario snaps between was deemed the better choice to accommodate for the distinct lack of shaft. Having issues with a game and playing it with this thing? Yeah, you're not going to immediately blame the game now, are you? I went into the Switch port thinking that I was going to have so much more fun with it than I did on the N64. So, did I? Oh, hey, Indecisive Derek here, and I have an answer for that there question, and it's yes, but also no. Isn't that funny? Please hear me out before you do something that I'll regret. Along with our ragtag roundup of Mario All-Stars and Daisy, characters from the Final Fantasy series and the Dragon Quest series are playable in this entry. White Mage, Black Mage, Moogle, Slime, Cactuar, and, get this, Ninja. Very original name. All of these characters join the roster, and believe it or not, I'm not a Final Fantasy guy. Really? Nor am I a Dragon Quest guy. What? Which leads me to not care at all. That's a lie, Cactuar is really fun to play as, and Moogle and Slime are just adorable. That's not going to stop me from only playing the characters I have any sort of connection to, aka Yoshi. But Blue! Our adventure begins in the fantastical land of lazy rendering, where we meet our protagonists. Pikachu, Charmander, Piplup and Chikorita are the heroes of this tale, and it isn't long before we are greeted by Mew. Hey guys, check this shit. Ready? Boom.
You guys say Colorado!
But then this is offset by the fact that there's a whole Christmas song. This song is upbeat and jolly to the nth degree, and the fact that this event gets a full-fledged song while Halloween gets nothing? What the fuck is going on here? Suddenly, games like Breath of the Wild or Luigi's Mansion 3 or Sonic Forces Bunny Day may have left a negative impression on people because of the overabundance of eggs, but I really don't think this is anything to worry about, especially considering we won't be egg hunting on Halloween. If only. Fire Mario. Why wasn't this in the original game? Come to think of it, why isn't Fire Mario getting any love as of late? It wasn't in Smash either. Has Nintendo forgot? I quit! Nintendo took Mario's character and did unthinkable things to it behind closed doors. And spat out mortality.
Whoa!
Giving the Wii Remote a mighty shit will make Mario spin, and this has multiple uses. Perfect Run. 3 words that send a shiver down the spine of anyone who's played this game. This star sees us playing the entire level, full of deadly obstacles and tricky platforming, without taking a single hit. If you'll allow me, I'd like to summarize this star in 2 words. Fuck this! This star makes me so fucking angry. None of the individual sections are difficult by themselves, but stringing them all together without getting hit is a pain in the fucking arse. And then when you manage that, along comes that last section. Who the fine fuck decided this was okay? Ugh, this level hurts my soul. Beating this stupid piece of fuck shit didn't really feel rewarding. It just felt like, finally my soul can know peace. The game is super simple to 100%, and doing so gives you access to the top of the castle, where you can grab the wing cap and fly around the castle grounds. And you can also meet Yoshi! He gives you 100 lives and... No! The colours used are absolutely stunning, and they fit the tone of the game perfectly. And then in Europe, I smell fucking terrible. Come on, man. In all fairness, this is high quality box art, but in comparison to what Japan and America got, this is anemic. Well, something that Nintendo love to do is to base their characters on old folklore. You know the sort. The stories that old grandpas would tell around a campfire to scare the piss out of some kids. It's widely accepted within the Animal Crossing fandom that old Pumpkinhead over here is based on just such a tale. The tale of Stingy Jack. Jesus Christ, I was not expecting that lightning. But all of the other games have a lot more to them. Take Mario Galaxy for example. Bowser kidnaps Peach, but we're in space! Or Mario Sunshine, where Bowser kidnaps Peach, but Mario loses his anal virginity in prison. Okay, I did it. I finally did it. I've reviewed the game, proved it's much more different than the original than people think, and I justified breaking the chronological order, so... Can I have my body back? Please. I'm back, bitches! Fuck my tailbone! Alright, now what to do that I can finally appreciate my physical form. There's so much I've missed doing since I fucked with God. Like playing Animal Crossing and playing Animal Crossing. Well, that was certainly foreboding. Oh, for fuck's sake, come on, man. Is there any negotiating this at all? Okay, yeah, okay, fine. Fine. Is there, is there a deadline? Yeah, okay, fine! Well, I wasn't given a definitive no on the deadline front. That buys me a little time, which is good, because I've got, other things to attend to. Oh, Miyamoto. Forgive me for what I'm about to do. Yep, okay, too far. Yep, message received! Bowser summoned this son of a bitch from the depths of Dark Souls, and we're expected to just... kill it? We were severely underprepared! So, where does this leave us, and what's next? Well, I could cover the Animal Crossing series, 2D Mario spin-offs, Pikmin, Donkey Kong, Yoshi. Honestly, I don't know what the future holds. But I do know one thing I don't want it to hold. Fuck me. However, I won't deny that there is so much charm in older models, particularly the ones from Galaxy 1 and 2. Something about this one just makes me so happy. I don't like the 3D World one. He's definitely hiding something. You know, this game actually controls really well, especially for it being on the Wii. Because, you know, I was expecting some parts with like precise tilt controls and... Spoke too soon. The Manta Ray and the Star Ball. They really aren't that bad. Each one requires precision with your tilts, but as long as you're strategic, it really isn't a hindrance at all. I mean, f*** motion controls. I win games, I'm above the law! But I'd still never swapped spit with any entry in this series, so the thought of losing my Zelda virginity on the Switch was an intriguing one. Christmas Day rolls around and with no expectations in tow, I played not Breath of the Wild, that's for sure. I mean, come on. Mario Odyssey. Boxing Day rolls around and with no expectations in tow, I popped in the cartridge ready to embark on a quest to answer the question that had been looming in my mind for years. What the fuck is a Zelda? There's nothing else to the story, but hey, it's more than the original. Wait, I stand corrected. Only Mario was allowed to fight Bowser. Luigi, Wario and Yoshi are left out in the cold. The definition's been blank all these years. The 3D Mario series, one of the best series of games ever released. I swear someone other than me has that opinion. These games are absolute masterpieces that all received universal critical acclaim when they released, and all went on to be some of the best-selling games in the plumber's arsenal. Well, most, I mean. You've heard me bitch about control schemes, difficult missions and story for almost 2 hours. What the f*** is wrong with you? But now it's time for me to pit these games directly against each other to see which one is my favourite after recompleting the entire series. God, this is gonna be tough. Let me lay out some ground rules. This is my opinion. Back off. To get a good idea of the gameplay in Super Mario Galaxy 2, imagine Super Mario Galaxy. After somehow surviving this fall, Pikachu wakes up in an empty forest. Oh, Jesus!
'Twas the night before Christmas, and wouldn't you know, Rawk was giving his house a Christmassy glow. There was no time for food, no cleaning, no flossing, as only one thing was on his agenda, Animal Crossing. Rawk wanted to play games to celebrate the season, but not many existed for some reason, and so a quest he embarked on to find holiday cheer, before later that night when St. Nick would appear.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk again. Yeah, this isn't even the first time you've caught me doing this. Yikes. Well, what can I say? I love getting into the holiday spirit, whether it be festive or frightening, my house must fit the tone. Now, I know in my Halloween video I might have hinted at the fact that I like Halloween more so than Christmas. It's my favourite holiday. Halloween has a vastly superior vibe and atmosphere. Maybe it was more than hinting, but it's December! There's snow on the window because I put it there. It's about as cold as it usually is, and the trees are dead. You know, living in England sucks. I tackled Halloween in the realm of gaming, so I think it's only fair that we give Christmas the same treatment. So let's delve into what Nintendo left under our trees and in our stockings. It better not be socks this year. Somehow worse! Peach sees the real suspect on the in-flight video, but Mario and Toadsworth are too horny to pay her any attention. This game does have one thing over the rest. It makes me so wet. I have been holding that joke in for the whole video. Please just let me have it. Now, if you thought localization lunacy was exclusive to games, what are you f***ing stupid? Many a console have been infected with the plague of idiocy, particularly Nintendo's. But real quick, I'd like to do the unthinkable and talk about not Nintendo? Ah, Sega, everybody's favourite console manufacturer, if you don't count all other console manufacturers. I learned 3 things after my first play session. 1. What the f***? That's not Zelda? 2. I still don't get any of this, but when you add this, I like it. And 3. This game is good at serving my arse on fine china. Around each and every corner lay a can of ass whooping for me to fall victim to. I assumed it was because I was new to the series, and I didn't get anything. But nope, turns out Breath of the Wild just likes to hand out smackdowns like they're going out of fashion. So that's pretty much a complete overview of Nintendo's TV shows. Needless to say, it's a mixed bag in terms of quality. But overall, enjoyable. Oh, fuck. They did a Pokemon show. I played up in Delphina Park, unlocked Yoshi, fucked around in Delfino Plaza for a while, accessed Pianta Village before I was supposed to, and quit. Yeah, after seeing everything the game had to offer well before owning it, I wasn't overly compelled to beat the game myself. So I didn't. Now I don't know if this is because I'm an idiot, or because I'm still very unfamiliar with Zelda, but trying to find where to go in this game was like being a blind man trying to guess the colour of a friend's Joy-Con from a mile away because fuck. Now I could be realistic and say it'll probably be the home console games in widescreen performance similar to Mario Odyssey. Or I could get my hopes up to the point that anything other than what I'm about to talk about will absolutely fucking crush me. What's my opinion on them? Well, in an exclusive world premiere Rawk first, I'm here to tell you that, guys, these really aren't that bad. Sure, the physics on the pachinko machine are batshit crazy, but I still got the shine on my second attempt. The watermelon defies the laws of hit detection and the cataquacks are mini Satans, but with a little bit of strategy, this one also isn't too bad. And the Yoshi lily pad shine? People complain about how long it takes to get onto this boat, then this one, then wait here and get onto this boat, and I don't know if I just got lucky, but I did this in under 5 minutes. Alright, we have a few more games here that I can dabble in to get my pants even soggier, and I'm building up quite the collection here. Only problem is though, the creeper meter's only off the charts in certain places within these games. Like yeah, the Haunted Zone is fan-fucking-tastic, but I can only spend eternity there before getting bored. Bad example. Pretty much every Mario game has a ghost level, but that's just it. A level. And I'm not going to spend hours playing the ghost houses in Mario U. I'm lonely, not a fucking maniac. And on top of my disappointment of the lack of Halloween representation in games, I still don't have a costume. What the fuck am I going to do? Yellow.
I have a costume idea for you.
I'm listening.
Just think of the thing that scares you the most, and become it.
I don't know who the fuck that was, but thanks. So, what's my greatest fear? This thing is fucking abysmal. It's bound to scare the piss out of some kids. Halloween is saved! Whew! Now that we've figured out my personal dilemma for the night, I'm gonna kick back and work through this giant stack of games before the night is over. Son of a bitch! Yoshi's Woolly World sucks! The Yarn Yoshi thing looked cool and I was interested despite the fact that I hated Kirby's Epic Yarn, and then I bought the game and I hated the gameplay, and I haven't touched it since 2015, and honestly, why do I even try to get any of this back anymore? So, that's pretty much Odyssey in its current state, and I really like it. It's also 5 stars, so you can eat my entire arse. We now have the 3D Mario experience that 3D World should have supplemented, and as a result, the game now feels like it has a place in the series. But they aren't on the same console! The Wii U had Mario U and 3D World, beginner level to half step, but it doesn't go all the way to true 3D greatness. The Switch has Mario U Deluxe and Odyssey, beginner to pro, no half step, potentially too big of a leap for some people. Why the f*** isn't 3D World on Switch? Yet. But Best Buy and Rumors would like a word with me on that one. It feels like looking at a beautiful world through a fuzzy, pixely lens. Sure, it's still great, but my god, it could be better. I guess that's just the presentation of this game in a nutshell. It's definitely good, and could have been worse, but the hardware they decided to put it on just holds it back. Unlike with 3D Land, where the game feels at home on the lower spec hardware, Super Mario 64 DS in some aspects just leaves me wanting more. But I still love how it looks. It's incredibly nostalgic and honestly really charming. What the fuck is wrong with me? I honestly hated it, and it's not even the fucking end! No, that wasn't bad enough. Of course it wasn't. In order to get 100% completion, you have to collect all of the green stars and all of the stamps. Easy enough, right? Anything else? You have to hit the top of the flagpole in every level. Okay, anything else? Yes, there's something else! You have to beat every single level. With every single fucking character! This means in a single player run, you have to play the entire game 5 fucking times! No! I'm not doing it. I am not doing all of this shit again. I am not playing that fucking level with characters that I don't even like. I won't fucking do it! But other than that, completing the game's fine. Well, we've managed to scrape together the bare minimum amount of games for a Christmas party. I forgot to prepare food and drink. Well, f caloric intake for a while, because look at the time! It's time to welcome our guests. What the fuck? Nobody showed up! I put so much work into this! Christmas is ruined! Wait a minute. What year is it again? Yep, that would explain a lot. As we're flying to Bowser's Kingdom, we're interrupted by— What the giant f***? Remember when I said most? We'll get to you. Yeah, me too. What a fun time. How about we actually do what I said we were going to do? I know, what a concept. A few years later, I received the sequel and loved it. So I saw no reason to own this game anymore. I attempted to commit one of the most heinous acts I ever could have thought of. Selling my game. Thankfully, I was diagnosed with adult supervision, and the wicked womb from whence I came declared that sinning was not on the agenda. So my plans were foiled. And would you look at that, I still have the same copy of the game. And a seat next to anyone but Satan. Recently, as in 4 seconds ago, my doctor diagnosed me with laziness and a mild case of not being Dwayne Johnson, and has advised me to begin exercising. Now, I hate to get political, trust me, every time I do I get put on some sort of wanted list, but I do have one question. What the f*** is a basketball? Every goddamn time. You can't tame me! So instead of following the advice of a licensed professional who wants me to not do the whole being deceased thing, or so he says, I'm going to be taking a look at something that should hopefully expand my sporting expertise and take me off all of the wanted lists that I'm now on. If there is a god. No! There he is! There's my man! There's Yoshi, sitting pretty in D tier. Star Fox is called Starwing. That's incredibly stupid. Star Fox is the main character, the team is called Star Fox. Why? Kirby Canvas Curse to Kirby and the Power Paintbrush. This one just seems pointless, in all honesty. Both names get the point of the game across just as well as each other. It's just unnecessary. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse to Kirby and the Rainbow Paintbrush. Apparently we really fucking love paintbrushes over here. Kirby Squeak Squad to Kirby Mouse Attack. Kirby Return to Dreamland to Kirby's Adventure Wii. I fucking love Kirby today! Mario Strikers is called Mario Smash Football over here, and like, yeah, it makes sense, it's called football here and America is wrong, but the word Strikers has nothing to do with America's word for football. They're still wrong. Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix is Dancing Stage Mario Mix here. That's obviously because DDR is known as Dancing Stage over here for some fucking reason. But that name with Mario Mix after it makes me wheeze. Animal Crossing City Folk is Animal Crossing Let's Go to the City here. My only guess for that is that we don't pronounce the L as prominently as our transatlantic cousins, so it would sound like some of us were saying Animal Crossing City F***. But come on guys, Let's Go to the City sounds more like a threat than a subtitle. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is simply Luigi's Mansion 2, both in Europe and Japan. A rare occasion where the US gets a better name than Japan. Mario and Luigi Dream Team slaps a bros on the end of the name here. That's needlessly redundant and incredibly stupid. Donkey Kong Barrel Blast is Donkey Kong Jet Race over here. Barrel Blast more strongly connotes Donkey Kong, but I actually like the Jet Race name. Sue me. If there's one thing I at least know something about when it comes to sports games, it's stories. So allow me to give you a brief story synopsis. A meteor goes crash and then oh no Toad! But then it's crystals with sports in and then gameplay. I love this game. Localization can be ludicrous, but without it, we wouldn't have a lot of what we have. Seriously. All of my games are from Japan, my shelving units are from Sweden, my TV is from China probably, I don't know. Without localization, I'd be f***ed. But I would still have Harry Potter on the PS2. My villagers at the moment are Croak. Yes, a lot of games over here have completely different names compared to America, and the why of this will never cease to confuse me. I actually discovered a lot of these whilst on the hunt for GameCube games, and it left me with an overpowering feeling of, what the fucking why? In Japan, Nintendo released the Famicom, meaning family computer, and later released the Super Famicom. Don't make me tell you what that means. The Famicom was released worldwide as the NES, which stands for Nintendo Entertainment System, and later the Super Famicom as the SNES. Don't make me tell you what that means! Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk, and get ready for a hearty dose of awe and or shock, and a grumbling and a groaning about how 8-year-old Rawk decided to spend his pocket money. Because I am about to rock your world. I've never been a fan of Zelda. Yep, expected that. Flipping the coin, however, it's also entirely possible that the game won't be ready for holiday, for one main reason, being the reason we're here right now. The world's fucking dying. So if you're on the side of the fence that thinks the D-pad controls are too fucking abysmal, Nintendo has you covered. Kind of. Instead of using the D-pad, you have the option to control Mario with the touchscreen. You see, it's funny, no, the D-pad is bad, but my god it's better than using the touchscreen. I hate controlling the game this way. There are people out there who prefer this control scheme, and I understand and respect those people. Bullshit! So this leaves us in kind of a weird place. Mario and Luigi are on a level playing field. Both characters are expressive and funny and overall really charming. So that begs the question, which one wins? Well, let's put it this way. One of them has had a consistently amazing character since the GameCube era and hasn't failed since to charm and delight. And the other one only grew a personality in 2017. TLDR, it's fucking Luigi. This game also introduces 2 new characters into the series, the first of which being Plessy, who was used in a few water levels, and is fun in single player but can go f*** himself in multiplayer, and the second of which being Captain Toad, who is a toad that can't jump and must navigate a small diorama-like level in search of green stars for one stage in pretty much every world. This is actually really fun, as the Captain Toad levels are more puzzle-based, and are a nice change from the rest of the game. They were so good in fact that Nintendo released a whole game of them. 3 fucking times. Yeah, this console is my favourite synonym for 4 years of agony. One of the many issues people had with this system is that it didn't have any games. And I mean, to some extent this is true, but to the same extent it's bullshit! Look at this! It says it's for the Wii U, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk, and you know, I'm starting to realise that intro might not be appropriate for audiences from other parts of the world, which is why I'm going to rebrand my intro to be more suitable for non-English audiences. Here's what I've got so far. First of all, this angle's nice, but this one's nicer. Konnichiwa, watashi wa Roku desu. Hola, soy Rawk. Bonjour, je m'appelle Rawk, je suis très sophistiqué. We're gonna keep the intro the same here, but I look angry on all the thumbnails. This dynamic duo has been around for 35 years now, but the conundrum of superiority still lingers on to this very day. Now, despite what I said, I don't know, like 2 paragraphs ago, we're gonna throw in a hearty dose of subjectivity, because I'd rather talk about my opinion, and also, do I look like someone who has integrity? Do I? So let's take a look at these 2 mushroom-munching Italian inbreds, and figure out who is best. I'm gonna piss someone off with this video, aren't I? Oh yeah, fucking Mario Kart. This series has a plethora of winter levels, as I touched on earlier, but each game only has like 2, so we'll need multiple games to avoid for as long as possible. So I'm just gonna go with all the home console games after Super. Super Mario Kart isn't a bad game, far from it, but it only supports 2-player multiplayer, and we wouldn't want anyone to leave. This is the biggest evolution in the series of in-game personality. So, where's Luigi's? Are you serious? We need Luigi in this game! Nintendo! Please.
Oh, way to go! Let's go!
Never mind. I think I'm going to play through this game just one more time before I move on to the next one in the series. I mean, why not? I enjoyed it 2 times in a row, so 3 can't hurt. Son of a bitch! Now let's look at Mario.
Let's go! Here we go!
My toaster has more personality than this guy. Announcing that you're going to announce something kills all of the surprise of a reveal. It's so much more exciting watching a Nintendo Direct than seeing a trailer for a game we didn't know about, rather than seeing the trailer for a game we already had been told would be announced. This tactic's like me telling you all of the jokes that are going to be in this video. It would just make them all completely unfunny. Oh wait, they already are. We find a painting of Gengar, and then suddenly some very ominous bells begin to chime, and the painting threateningly informs us that we really have something to brag about in the spirit world. Thank you? This means I have all the pre-Wind Waker Zeldas. This means I have Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. This means I have a chance to see the Zelda franchise for what it was, I have a chance to see what I've been missing out on for all these years. Will Rawk ever take the plunge? Will he ever have a true pre-Breath of the Wild Zelda experience? Will he ever beat one of the games? Probably f***ing not. Super Mario 64 is a blast to 100% complete. It's simple, it's straightforward, and because of that, it might be the best game in the series to 100% multiple times through. But I guess we'll see when it's portable. Shit! We reunite with Peach, Tiara, and Bowser, and... oh. No. No! Holy shit! Yes! Yes! This is fucking amazing! Oh my god! Whew, this is my favourite moment in the entire game. I feel like this is what the entire capture mechanic was building up to, and it's absolutely fantastic. One of the best things about Jack, in my opinion, is something fairly subtle. You see, on the night of his visit, all of the villagers are wearing pumpkins on their heads and have similar gowns on. This makes Jack blend in with the crowd, and if you're only half paying attention, you could run into him without even realising it was him. And who doesn't love an unexpected visit from this guy? Surprise!
Kirby, 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 that's a name you should know. Kirby, 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 he's the star of the show. He's more than you think, he's got maximum pink. Kirby, Kirby, Kirby's the one. He comes right, ba-da-cha. He comes right, ba-da-cha. Give it all that you got, take a very best shot. Cause then you're right back at you for sure.
Now, this is something I can get behind! The game came in a standalone box, as most games tend to do. Seeing as I got Double Dash pre-owned, my guess is that some bum looked at this and said, alright, I love being scammed! And sold 2 full-price games for the price of one pre-owned one to yours truly. Once you've done all of this, the final level unlocks, and to the surprise of absolutely nobody, it's a hard as f*** final challenge. This level kinda makes me glad that I don't have a physical form anymore. I can no longer feel pain. Just emptiness. Ah, f***, never mind. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk again. Damn it! The whole world's still on lockdown, which means I'm still stuck in my room. It's weird. This is all I did anyways, but now I have a sudden urge to do, well, anything but be here. I'm like a child. You tell me to do something I was already planning on doing and suddenly, f*** you can't control me. I've decided that when this whole fiasco's over, I'm gonna do the unthinkable. Leave my room. But before then, I think it'd be wise to prepare. I'm entering uncharted territory here. Seriously, I have no fucking clue what's out there. So some light research on what I might find certainly won't hurt. Alright, Google has provided me a list of things that I might discover in the outside world. Let's see what we got. Grass, trees, other people, park? Well, what the f*** is one of those? Our research has concluded that I'm definitely going to stumble across a park, which is frightening, to say the very least. There's gotta be some way I can train for my encounter with one. Preferably something that can be done from the comfort of right here. But Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you haven't told us what we do in each sport. I know, I got carried away with the story. Also, side note, that pun took me 25 minutes to think of. The spin drill is pretty self-explanatory. You grab the drill, spin. Holy shit! This is a bit of an odd game, all things considered, but before we go any further, just know that this is coming from your local completionist of all things not mainline Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, I love Pokemon and massively respect the franchise. I've just never enjoyed a mainline entry to the extent that I've beaten the campaign. With the exception of... get your pitchforks ready. Sword and Shield. I can feel the burning hatred from you all. It fuels me. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk, and welcome to Rawk Plays the Games. A show where I... fuck up, apparently. So yeah, because of the order I decided to review the series in, completely fucking up the continuity of the series, I created a rift in the timeline that my skinny white arse fell right into. And now I'm here, in the void, nothing but a disembodied voice. It sucks dick. I'm so close to finishing the series. Why did I have to pick now to with space-time. I don't really like to talk politics, but I have to try this. God, if you're there, can I at least be back in my room? This place is way too purple. Please? If not, I'll review Sonic Forces instead. Yep, thank you. Wow, you sick son of a bitch. Well, we're finally here. The last leg of the saga. Let's finally take a look at Super Mario 64 DS.
Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
I fucking hate waking up. This is a bad first impression. Better leave this close by, just in case. But this is where they got us. They knew that we would see through their plan, so they needed to create a distraction. So they created the best lyrical piece the Mushroom Kingdom has ever seen.
Now, evil Koopa and his troopers are up to misbehaving. They kidnapped the Princess Mushroom Land needs saving. Abusing and confusing everybody discovers they can't help but be hooked on the brothers.
I gave up on my dreams long ago. This is the only game in which Wario and Yoshi are directly playable, which is why I just had to leave it for last. It only made sense to cap off with the best selection of characters in the series. That's right, f*** you, princess. Holy f***, I'm making progress. Overall, the gameplay of this game is weird as fuck. There's so many elements that I love, and some choices that just baffle me to no end. If I had to lean one way or the other though, I'd definitely lean towards the positive. And find peace in the fact that I'm the only person there. Despite the tedium that came alongside trying to beat this game, I had a wicked solid time with it. Is this game on par with Breath of the Wild? Are you fucking kidding me? Of course not. Is this game still an amazing experience by itself? Are you fucking kidding me? Of course. Fortunately, that's about all there is to talk about. I know it seems like I've mentioned a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, this is really inconsequential. Like really, what else is there for me to talk about? Overwatch Christmas event? New Super Mario Brothers? Kirby's Epic Yarn? F***. Why does Christmas get such little representation when it comes to games? It's not like nobody cares about it, quite the opposite. Like Halloween, I get it's a fairly niche holiday, but Christmas? That's what the entire year's building up to. Wait a minute. It's because Christmas isn't meant to be spent alone playing games. It's a time for family and giving. Huh. Well, I guess I should take part in that. I mean, after all, a man can only play Pokepark Wii so many times, 58 and counting. Considering how late I decided to participate, I think giving's off the table. I mean, what would I really be able to give? I have no options. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk, and the midpoint of the year is terrifyingly banging on our doors, which can mean only one thing. It's E3 season! E3 is one of my favourite parts of any year, so to say I'm excited would be a massive understatement. Let's check the schedule. Fuck. Well, that's done. But Nintendo's basically the only reason I watch E3, and all of their events are digital anyway. Let's see when they're gonna stream their... I was well aware that Breath of the Wild was drastically different to the other Zelda games, so I entertained the idea of playing a more traditional entry. After Breath of the Wild, did I start playing a new entry? Did I look into buying one? Did I look at which one I should start with? It aired from September 4th, 1989 to December 1st of the same year. Huh. Yeah, that was always weird to me. The fact that the show only lasted roughly 3 months, but it still managed to squeeze out 52 episodes within that time frame. How? But whatever, I had one precious game left that I could get. And seeing as the Switch hadn't even been out a year yet and my only other option was Cars 3 Driven to Win, I chose Breath of the Wild. Naturally, now that I've reviewed all of the games, the next step is to rank them all. So, join me next time on Rawk Recompletes where we're gonna... Look guys, Review us. You guys are great, but what am I supposed to... Review us. Listen, I'd love to, but I don't have any way to record N64, DS, or 3DS, so what the hell am I supposed to do? Steal. Okay. Fine. Luigi was the first instance of gambling in my life. I guess I know where it all went wrong now. Put the series closer to the greatness of the 1000-Year Door than ever before. I am never gonna shut my shit about the fact that I own this game now. I had just dedicated 260 hours of my life to Breath of the Wild, and I was ready to take a break. That's pussy speak for I loved Breath of the Wild, but I wasn't ready to immediately throw cash at the rest of the series. We instead have to... Mario World came out in November of 1990, which means it predates the Super Mario Bros. 3 show. What the f*** is going on here? Oh my god, it's a Christmas miracle! You came to help me in my time of need. Wait, can you talk? Yeah, because you're a cat. Well, I hope you can play Mario Party.
And so, our Christmas story comes to an end, and Rawk only had a cat for a friend. They spent all night playing Mario Bros. On cart. The cat wasn't good, but she warmed Rawk's heart. As we closed the chapter of our lives that is 2020, Rawk had New Year's resolutions to consider. There were plenty. He must find some real friends to join him on Mario courses, and find many more ways to insult Sonic forces. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!
Who the f*** are you?
Shit! Run!
I don't even know her!
Plot twist! The cat can talk! This is what cats sound like!
What the f***? This game is the peak of linear 3D Mario, with developed concepts throughout levels to help keep things interesting, a much more accessible learning curve which allows for players of any kind to have a good time, and 4-player co-op, with Wii remotes. You know what? I take back everything I said. Fuck this game. Basically, Nintendo, sometimes it's okay to be lazy. Fuck, I spoke too soon. Could be worse. We kick Bowser in the planet-sized pie hole, and out pops the Grand Star. Yeah, I didn't like happiness anyways. Luigi's Mansion, the music and atmosphere of that game are spot on perfect. Ghostly Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy, the music has an unsettling elegance to it that gives me goosebumps. Animal Crossing, the Halloween music has a classic old school haunted house vibe to it that just makes me so wet. Pokemon Let's Go, the Lavender Town remix is equal parts eerie and legitimately tear-jerking. How did they pull this off? Banjo-Kazooie, Mad Monster Mansion is literally the perfect Halloween theme. Luigi's Mansion 3, the Grand Lobby Ghost theme is such a frantic and creepy track that can work to strike genuine anxiety into the player while still being charming and comical. Need I go on? Just listen to this clip from the Haunted Zone in Poke Park Way and tell me with a straight face that it doesn't get you in the pumpkin carving mood. Why does this happen every single time? After the credits roll, you learn that the Dark Crystal is actually a new mode called... I know the credits just rolled, but if this isn't a roll credits moment, I don't know what is. There are so many other things for our ears to focus on, such as other random instrumentations or hilariously derpy Pokemon cries. A personal favourite of mine being Raichu's. Excellence in audio form. Donkey Kong breaks out into song every episode, which is spectacularly cringy.
I'd shower you with coconut cream pies.
Another fairly notorious instance of Nintendo's weird localization is Kirby. When you hear Kirby, what do you think of? Pink, cute and fun, right? America thinks f*** you. Kirby is a badass. I'm obnoxiously aware of how amazing of a game it is based on its own merits. Believe me, I've been on the internet, and I've played Arthritis the game. Now I've already spat out a shitload of my ideas for the game, so I don't think I need to elaborate any further than... F***ing give me it, Nintendo! Mario isn't the only playable character in this game though, as the iconic roster from Super Mario Bros. 2 make their playable 3D debut. You always have to complicate things, don't you? Hello, 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 and welcome to NTV Cribs, starring this guy. Welcome to my house. Today I'm gonna show you... Yeah, nobody cares. Get on with it. Living room. Kitchen. Bathroom. Dining room. Bedroom. arcade. An infestation. All in all, Super Mario 64 holds up incredibly well. The fact that a game that came out 24 years ago can feel better to play than a game that came out in 2017 really says something about its quality. Or Sonic Force's lack of quality. When we arrive, we meet Pauline? Holy shit, it's actually her! Oh, and a giant metal caterpillar wreaking havoc on the city. But Pauline, right? Super Mario Odyssey is the best game in the series. Not because it has the best gameplay, the best levels, the best music, nah, fuck all that. It's because of Mario. Look at him! He dances when there's music, he gets angry at Bowser, he is visibly concerned by what Cappy tells him. He fans himself when he's too hot, he shivers when he's too cold. Why am I impressed by this? Will there be heartbreak, action, romance? Find out next time on Pokepark Wii. Now I'd love to keep yabbing on about how great the game is, but I've determined that my island layout stinks and that it's time to sink millions and millions of bells into reforming it into something that I will ultimately end up hating in a few days. It's a lifestyle. Donkey Kong Country. Can you guess which game it's based on? Captain Rainbow. Captain Rainbow! Yoshi has a very similar moveset to his Sunshine interpretation. You really don't have anything to call your own, do you? But there are a few key differences. His spin jump and squirt abilities are gone, but in return, Yoshi has a much more robust tongue. Although Mario's personality is paper thin, you don't have to tell me to leave, because I already did. Instead of me repeating what I've already said, I'm instead going to focus on the new things that Mario Galaxy 2 brings to the table, the most notable of which being... How does this happen every fucking time? Speaking of the Switch port, if that game was out yet and being taken into consideration, then 3D World would probably be above 3D Land easily, solely for the inclusion of Bowser's Fury. Now granted, we don't know what the hell Bowser's Fury is yet, but do I look like I give a fuck? It's killing me slowly. Nintendo has sort of an image of family friendliness, inclusivity, and horror is something that fits neither category. That's why you don't see gore in any of Nintendo's first party software. I stand corrected. But I could try the whole spending time with other humans thing, and what better way to do that than with some festive flavoured multiplayer games? Why can't I just interact with people without video games? Come on, do I look like I don't have? So I'll throw a Christmas party! I'll have to send out invites. Now I would usually do this via Miiverse, but Nintendo decided they weren't okay with the whole concept of happiness, so I guess I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Calling all anti-loneliness supporters, if you have an undying appreciation for human interaction and the birth of our Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ do I have a social gathering for you! Feel free to make your way down to We'll Figure It Out Later Street at I Don't Care O'Clock, and remember, facial hair, red hats and obesity are a right, not a privilege. Alright, we should have some people here soon, so it's time to prepare. Video games are a necessity to ensure that people are distracted from how mind-numbingly boring I am, so we need to pick up some really good ones. It really does feel like they wanted to make a live-action Mario show and a cartoon Mario show, but weren't confident enough in either, and just said, I got it! Now if you'll excuse me, I need to go lie down. Eating an N64 cartridge really did a number on my stomach. I guess it's because of how old it is, but you see Nintendo Switch cartridges on the other hand are supposed to taste disgusting to discourage people from eating them. I eat this shit for breakfast. That's right, f*** you, Nintendo. You can't stop me. I've played Metroid Prime a good bit. I haven't beaten it, I know, f*** me, right? But that changes nothing. There are some other story beats in there, such as the fact that EGA provided Bowser Jr. with the paintbrush and Mario with FLUDD, allowing for any of the game's conflicts to happen in the first place, which when taken into consideration alongside his doings in Luigi's Mansion implies some pretty sinister intentions throughout the Mario series, and f*** my lungs. Being a remake, you'd expect Super Mario 64 DS to have the exact same story as the original. So no story at all. But this game does the unthinkable and adds some sort of plot to the game. The story begins with the exact same cutscene that the original starts with.
Yeah.
Oh shit. There's a sudden earthquake and Scorby suspects that it may have been something to do with the Granite Zone. Let me guess. Yep, let's go. If I had to describe this level in one word, it would be 8 worlds later and BAM! We make Bowser Gravity's bitch in quite the hilarious cutscene, and we rescue the princess. We peer pressure the Toads to join our fairy cult as we soar through the sky in the credits. And with that, the game is over.
Help me!
Fucking Luigi. I normally like to make combinations that make canonical sense, but sometimes I like to get a little bit wacky and pair Luigi and Bowser Jr. This is anarchy! I'd gladly play all of the levels with it, whichever characters I felt like, but playing every level as every character is an absolute no-go. Then there's Champions Road. I'd rather donate a kidney than play this level 5 times. Fuck the concept of that with everything that can. I've tried with little hope at cleaning my disc, praying that it would work. We matched Bowser and watched in anticipation as... Yes! Fucking yes! Oh my god! Yes! Mario and Luigi use power-ups like the frog suit, and they actually get them from a frog suit, instead of, you know, getting the fire power-up from a star. This part of the Super Show intro is about to put me into a rage-induced coma. God, I wish! It gives us a tour of the mansion, showing us the many hallways, and the library, which we may not enter, and the hall, which we may not enter. I've never felt so welcome. Bow down to me, my fairy friends. Wait. Super Mario Sunshine stands out among the rest of the series because it actually has a story. With voice acting. From here on out, each and every kingdom we go to has a direct conflict with Bowser, as he stole their resources for the wedding, because the only reason Peach would marry him is because he doesn't have fucking flowers. E3 rolls around and we are greeted by... What do you want me to say? This show follows Mario, Luigi and Peach. I smell plagiarism! And of course... Oh my god. Toad wasn't in Super Mario World, so it only makes sense that he is replaced with Yoshi! Speaking full sentences.
Tell Yoshi bedtime story now. Tell how Luigi finds Yoshi and Yoshi rescue Princess.
This is not helping with the sleep deprivation! After beating Breath of the Wild and by extension, my first ever Zelda game, I can now officially say that this game makes me wet. Now, if I was reviewing the game when it came out, that would be all, but Nintendo decided to hit us with... sadness. All of the shops decorate for the season. I mean, why wouldn't they? It's half the reason I like Halloween. You take out the shitty plastic pumpkins and orange flavoured lights and I refuse to give a shit about the end of October. However, the animals still seem pretty fixated on the idea of Santa. So when Jingle sees you on Christmas Eve spawn in the attire of our favourite overweight man in red, our second favourite overweight man in red, he asks you to play the part. In terms of music, Super Mario 64 has some of the most iconic music tracks of all time, and some that really push the boundaries of what can be considered music. What the hell is that? Now, I don't know how, but I looked at these and said, yep, whatever. I looked at this and said, take my money. If the name of the game didn't already make this explicitly clear, this game is on the Wii, which means that the minigames consist of a whole lot of... Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk, and favoritism! It's my favourite word that changes length depending on if you live here or here. The whole idea of favoritism can lead to an all-you-can-eat buffet of insecurities, and can even lead to rivalries that tear families apart. Well, why not encourage that rivalry by taking a look at a debate as old as time itself? Which Mario brother is objectively better? And why is it Luigi? The show overall managed to hit 200 and what the fuck now? 262 episodes?! Well, if it lasted that long, it must have been great. High quality animation, perfect lip syncing, rock solid concept, son of a bitch. The story begins on the night of the Star Festival, a festival that takes place once every 100 years and wait a minute. The story begins on the night of the Star Festival, a festival that takes place once every 100 years. Good God. My Alzheimer's is kicking in already. Well, there's only one game in the series left to talk about. Hopefully I'll find a way to revert the whole timeline crisis I brought upon myself, because I'm really starting to miss the whole concrete matter thing. This whole thing happened because I openly disregarded continuity, so if the next game falls chronologically after 3D Land, that might just be enough to save me, son of a bitch. This game came out 9 years before 3D Land, and it's a remake. its existence anyways. Yes, that's right, my ultimate goal for my island is to have it be like my New Leaf Town, because god damn it, I cannot let go of the past. But Rawk, you may be asking, why not just actually play New Leaf? Why the hell would I do that? Let me get one thing out of the way right now. Yes, there are obviously thousands upon thousands of horror games that I could talk about, and that you've probably seen milked to a very exaggerated death. But you see, I'm a man with a more refined taste in terms of gaming. I like the Yoshis, I like the Kirby's, I don't like pizza flavoured child murder. Yeah, I didn't like Sleep anyways. You see, I never understood what any of this was, but that didn't stop me from saying, fuck it, I'll get that one. And now, the Green Stars have taught me the importance of searching every level from top to bottom. So I'm curious, is there anything interesting to find in the credits? Fuck you, Nintendo. Throughout the course of the game, you save the Three Musketeers, and the boss enemy guarding them reveals that them being kidnapped was the doing of Bowser. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Did you really think a fucking piranha plant could do this? Now, those of you who can do maths out there may be screaming, Rawk, you fucking nut job. That's only 96 shines. How do you get to 120? While I don't appreciate your tone, I'll indulge and tell you what's hip and happening. This simultaneously makes me happy and hurt. Luigi is absolutely adorable in this game. I love him to death, but come on! Why couldn't he be playable? And get the same level of personality as Mario? I really don't understand this. If only there were another game on Switch that showed off Luigi's personality. Huh. Now I know I've been mainly focusing on Nintendo this entire time, but it'd be a crime for me not to mention a certain indie game that's on the Switch and has representation in Smash. Jesus! Woo! Rawk said the funny game name. Shut the f*** up, this game is better than the sum of its memes. A few personal highlights for me are the Comet Observatory, Ghostly Galaxy, Honey Hive Galaxy, Gateway Galaxy, and of course, Gusty Garden Galaxy. There really isn't anything on this speech, but for the sake of being thorough, let's do a quick run up and down.
NANI?!
Alright, we have 3 solid contenders of games to shit myself to tonight, but we have 2 series that have spoop in spades. Minus Wild World. And we have Tomodachi Life, just in case I want to waste my time. I still don't have a costume though, so I guess I'll have to continue my search by playing one of these games. Yeah, I think I'll go with the original Luigi's Mansion. You can't go wrong with this game. Now, if this story was in a Mario game in 2020, then yeah, I'd be as pissed as the next guy. But it's not, so it's not like I'm gonna have to eat Yoshi's story in a fit of rage. I stand corrected. Well, that was a whirlwind and a half. Now let's never talk about Sega again. After all, they did release... Jesus! And Mario gets some sweet peachy upskirt.
Congratulations, that was the first use of that joke ever!
Nice. Mangi, on the other hand, is a simple man. He wants a fight and that's it. So you know what that means? Drown him. If I had to give a brief synopsis on the story, this would be it. Bowser kidnaps Peach. Just joshing you, but really, that's pretty much all this story boils down to. I found a used copy of Mario Sunshine, a GameCube memory card, and a GameCube controller with a hazard of a left stick. And finally played the game that I'd been watching videos of for the past year. We would be free to go if Veggie didn't start yapping and Venusaur challenges us to his attraction as punishment for her insolence. I will put you in a salad. She speaks to us in PNG. Fuck. I knew I'd made this joke already. As instead of sliding down the wall and allowing for more wiggle room for when you need to jump, in this game Mario simply does that. You have to be pretty perfect with your timing for the wall jumps, but I really don't have an issue with this, especially because I can do this! And out of the goodness of his heart, cleans up the mess. The local law enforcement see this and say, fuck this guy, and throw him in jail. Sticking on the life sim side of life, Nintendo also has another series that has a Halloween event in it. So, let's talk about Tomodachi Life. Tomodachi Life, another charming little life sim that's relatively unknown compared to Animal Crossing. It got an entry on the 3DS and got another entry never. I really need to start using this word better. Super Mario 3D World, a sequel to the handheld Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS. A game designed specifically around the 3D functionality of the 3DS hardware. On the Wii U. We're off to a bad start, aren't we? The main running joke of the series is how Link is convinced that he deserves a kiss from Zelda for his heroic actions. And I've got good news for all of you rejection fans out there. He never gets one. And what's left to do when your self-esteem has been shattered?
Well, excuse me, princess.
This show's bad. It pains me to say it. It really does, because the core gameplay is so fun. But Super Mario 64 is my least favourite game in the series. So, what's next?
Me, Mario.
Oh, hey, shit opinion Steve here, and boy oh boy do I have a shit opinion for you today. I think the DS remake is better than the original. We'll kill you! Fuck! Box art's being different across different regions isn't something exclusive to Kirby. No. Nintendo covered all of their bases when it comes to stupid fucking shit. I'd love to talk in depth about what's at the top of this cliff, but it's trees. It's just trees. And flowers. And on top of the moons, Mario lowers himself to my level and begins hoarding! What am I doing? I won't discuss gameplay specifics because, remember, Zelda Virgin. The fuck? Costumes were probably the single thing in the original game that I changed my mind on the most. I went from hating the idea of them to sort of liking them to spending hours on Luigi's Balloon World to collect them all. I'm a fucking maniac. If my theory is correct, then the game could have been in development for 2 years at this point. And I think it would be nice to see a renewed tease. I'm probably fucking wrong though. The two make their way into the Cap Tower, where they encounter their first threat. Ah!
Yeah. Come on.
Ah! Out of the two Mario shows, this is the one that interested me the least. And I've got to be honest here. I haven't watched all of the episodes. Yeah, that's right, Satan. Save a space for me down there. Last year was the first year that I was able to play the event, and I tried to do as much preparation as I could. I talked to all of my animals, they all give me vague hints as to what they wanted, and I didn't make notes. I tried relying strictly on my memory, and that worked about as well as Mario Maker 2 online. So, every time I got one right, I would save the game and keep going, and if I got one wrong, let's just say dignity was not on the menu tonight. God, I miss having a body. All in all, presentation-wise, Super Mario 3D Land is phenomenal. It doesn't at all feel limited by the hardware it's on. If anything, the low specs of the 3DS almost work to this game's advantage. It holds up incredibly well, and I honestly don't think that'll change anytime soon. If Super Mario Odyssey can't make me think that this game looks dated, then I doubt anything will. Wait, fuck, I don't have eyes anymore. I'm never gonna look at Odyssey again! Fuck! Many people throw criticism at this game, many claiming it to be the worst of the 3D Mario games. At the time of its release, that may have been true, but what if I told you that now, it's higher up the food chain of 3D Mario games? You'd probably disregard me completely. The house will also be home to standard dry bones, not the winged variant from the original. Capturing them will allow you to fall into a pile of bones like in Mario Maker 2, which will grant temporary invincibility, and will also be used for puzzle solving. Just in case I haven't sufficiently hammered it into your brain, I think there should be puzzle solving in this kingdom. Finally, I could play this game that I've been waiting almost a year for. So do you want to know what I did? What the fuck else did you expect? This game didn't live up to my expectations. It blew them out of the fucking water! Nintendo is my favourite company hands down, and of the big three, they're the only one that I've consistently spat money at. I own an Xbox One. That's about all there is to say about that. And Sony already stated that they wouldn't be at E3 2020 anyway, so Nintendo it is! Now 100% in the game? No thank you. Do I look like a masochist to you? It's for the best if that remains rhetorical. So yeah, Bowser kidnapped the princess and kidnapped 3 of his biggest rivals, but somehow overlooked the fucking dinosaur asleep on top of the castle. Good job. Why have only 1 E when you can have 3? You know, these 2 games have taught me something. I need to find a costume. One problem though. After looking through my wardrobe and Pinterest, I've come to the conclusion that I've got nothing. Nothing at all. Well, hopefully my next few games will help me in my search. The game was a smash hit, and Nintendo of Japan looked at it and said, We want some of that. So the game was ported back to Japan and was an even more enhanced port. Funny how that works. Hey all, Rawk checking in here, and just a heads up. If you aren't familiar with the core formula of Super Mario Odyssey, then this video will be headache inducing. Now, what am I going to do to make this a more accessible topic for those who haven't played the first game? Fuck all. You clicked on the video. This game is a 3D platformer that released on the DS. The DS. The one with the D-pad and nothing else. The fucking DS! This game forms the basis of Mario's moveset in every game following it, so there really aren't any unexpected moves. Alrighty then! The next point in Pikachu's character arc is to fight the law. Noted. And we would finally know the name of the game because I am so goddamn tired of speculating. Breath of the Void? Breath of Darkness? Breath of Fresh Air when we fucking find out. I could ask people to bring a Switch in New Horizons. But come on, I can't guarantee that the people coming to this party are part of both of these statistics. I just can't. So unfortunately, Animal Crossing is off the table. Tomodachi Life and Banjo-Kazooie are both single player, so unfortunately they're out. And same goes with Poke Park Wii. I know, Christmas is ruined. The voice acting for the most part is also pretty good.
It is true.
Did I say pretty good? I meant amazing. The propeller box, a nifty little hat that makes you ascend. Let's start off with obviously the better known of the two. Red Luigi. Mario first appeared in 1981 in the Donkey Kong arcade game. He was initially known as Jumpman because, get this, it defines him. If the event itself isn't doing it for you though, you can always turn to fan efforts thanks to the in-game Dream Suite. The most infamous of which being the fucking lightning again. Luigi's Mansion took a huge step in establishing... No, surely not. Personality? This is a fucking outrage! There's a Captain Toad level, which is by far the most difficult one in the game so far, but not anything that'll leave you with torn hair. And then it's followed up by a mystery house with... This is an incredibly long challenge, and it's admittedly quite fun, though I absolutely won't deny that it's frustrating having to redo it every single time I die. God damn it! Well, fuck you too! Luigi and Wario join the fun this time around, and the three get into some Looney Tunes shenanigans before heading for the castle. As the camera pans out, we see, holy fuck, it's Green Barney! I then discovered that my Nintendo Wii was capable of playing GameCube games, to which I shouted, fuck, sign me up! But Rawk, you might be asking, what exactly can you capture? This is absolutely glorious! So, if you can't show something explicitly worthy of a change in pants, then how do you invoke fear in the player? That's right, the Messiah of Spoop. I shit myself. Kirby Daddy Masahiro Sakurai wanted Kirby to be pink, whereas Shigeru Miyamoto wanted him to be yellow. The two fought on this until the game's release, and as a result of no solid decision being made, Kirby was white on the box art. This actually worked quite well for them, as his look on the box was indicative of his look in game. Apart from in Japan, where they said F Miyamoto and made Kirby the colour God intended. Whoo boy! If ever there was a game with a divisive control scheme, it's Skyward Sword. But you know, this game's also up there. I collected the two plushes that released in celebration of the game. I would try to recreate the levels with them, the things were never out of my hands. But I'm not, I don't know, way past immature anymore, so that never happens now. Let's see if that changed. I only have a little bit of shame. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk, and man oh man, I sure am excited to play Animal Crossing New Horizons. One problem though, with this being one of the busiest times of my life, I'm scared I'm not going to be able to play the game nearly as much as I want to. Well, hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk, and do you ever look at a 3-year-old and say, yeah, you're cool and all, but I would absolutely love to replace you with something better. We've all been there, and I'm here to take a look at Super Mario Odyssey, great game, love it to death, and explain why it's not good enough, and how I want it to be better. Or we could take a look at Super Mario Odyssey 2. Mario's supposed to be an extension of ourselves, and his generic yippies and yahoos are designed to enlighten a joyful and adventurous feeling within us. Mario lacks his own distinct personality because we, as the players, are supposed to fill his shoes. I don't care, I still prefer Luigi. In 64, one of the toads insinuates that the rest of the toads were trapped inside the walls of the castle. Please give a shit! The sweets that Jack is so obsessed with are clearly meant to represent Stingy's alcoholism, and his pranks on the player represent his general arseholery. People also think he's enslaving the animals because they're scared of him. Who hurt you? This is a topic I'll delve much deeper into later, but it's really interesting to see which box art we get in Europe. It's pretty much draw of a hat. Okay. Rather than the full 360 degrees of movement that we're used to from this series, 3D World allows for a whopping 8 directions of movement. Let's start where anyone would start. Turtles. These guys are here because they sure are. The only real experience I had with this game was the remake on DS, but that's a whole other beast, so it doesn't really count. And hey, would you look at that? I've completed my training. I've been making notes along the way, and I now know everything I need to do when I'm out and about. Fight or chase anyone I come into contact with, repeat until they are my best friend, take their money as a penalty for losing to me, and use them as meat shields in situations I don't want to deal with. Yeah, I think I'm ready. Of course, there's the standard daily routine, fossils, fish, and filth! I'm on Blather's side on this one. Yeah, the Koopalings don't have their canonical names. Many sources say this is because in the production stages of the show, the game hadn't released yet, which seems plausible, but when you take into consideration this, and this, something just refuses to add up here. The renders look more like the Mario we're used to, and if you'll allow me a minute, they are so fucking beautiful. So much of my enjoyment from this game has come from me and my girlfriend just waddling around our islands together. Were we doing anything impactful? Fuck no, we harassed the neighbours with tambourines. The main characters, who all had unique abilities, were Imogen, who was the all-rounder, Mama, who could jump higher but was floatier, Lena, who could outright float but stunk at running, and Papa, who was the strongest and thus could throw turnips the farthest. We looked at these characters, fucking died laughing, and crammed them into Mario characters. Yes, in this game Mario can change into many different outfits, which is something that initially had me saying, I think I'll pass. And now has me saying,
You are a pirate! You're our fiddle-dee-dee!
Mario sports games, my favourite way to play sports but not in the real world. Just something about them, man. There's a sense of realism that just can't be achieved with other sports games. FIFA? Okay, sure, buddy. Can I play as a dinosaur in FIFA? Checkmate, atheists. Super Mario Odyssey is my favourite game of all time, so naturally I'd love to see it get the sequel treatment. A new 3D Mario game is as inevitable as Sonic Forces being fucking worthless. But I'd like Mario's next adventure in the realm of that elusive third D to be a direct sequel to Odyssey. Next on the agenda is You Gotta Be Fucking Kidding Me.
Super Mario World.
Super Mario World, it's a blast from the past. In Super Mario World, it's a blast.
You know what? This makes me slightly more okay with death. Mario can also be a baby. Neat shit. So the game released on October 27th and I didn't get it. Christmas rolls around and after a night of no sleep knowing that I was about to be granted the right to Mario Odyssey, I saw a box that could only contain one thing. Oh, fuck yeah!
You're grounded.
These alternate routes allow you to stray away from the action and take a tour of places that God forbid Reggie knows you were at. These routes make tournaments longer, but they're almost always worth it because you get new courses and some sweet alternate costumes. Look at this! Of course, mainline Mario isn't the only sector of the plumber's career that's worth talking about. Mario Kart rearing its head into most conversations is about as inevitable as me hating Sonic Forces. It's a fucking guarantee. You see, we live in the era of... Oh, shit. What's it called? Yeah. That thing. Luigi debuted in the arcade game Mario Bros, where he was a recolor of Mario. Recolor of Mario. Recolor. Green Mario. Green. In Mario 2 he got his own sprite and attributes that actually differentiated him from Mario and would go on to be key attributes of his character to this very day. Then he wasn't in Mario 64. Or Sunshine. Fuck. Piplup is perplexed about the possible placement of the Poke Pavilion and attempts to get the hot air balloon up and running. It fails. It's too holy. Then Mr. Evis tells us that Miss Magius knows where it is, and she's in the haunted zone, so fucking off we go. But my girlfriend just got rid of Al, so hopefully he'll replace Croak. Hopefully. Yeah, characters are cool and all until you realise you don't actually know what you're doing with them, so let's talk about what you do in this game. And just a disclaimer, you'll have to excuse my lack of subject terminology. I'm still yet to evolve into a Dwayne Johnson. We make our way to the exit and... Oh, for fuck's sake. What one dog needs 4 hats? If you're anything like me, you'll have spent every waking minute playing this game. And any time not spent playing the game is time spent thinking about playing the game. I'm not an addict, I swear. Of course, there are other winter tracks. Frappe Snowland, Ice Ice Outpost, DK Snowboard Cross, DK Pass, Mount Wario, Sherbetland 64, which is a different Sherbetland to this Sherbetland, okay. And of course, who could forget, Rosalina's Ice World. Me! Odyssey is the pinnacle of 3D Marios. It's open like no other, and it's on a separate console. We were this close to the trifecta. The original Luigi's Mansion was made to be a graphical showcase for the yet-to-be-named Project Dolphin. And yep, this game showcased graphics alright. The game would then go on to get a sequel 12 years later on the 3DS, and another 7 years after that on the Switch. Jesus! Unfortunately, much like with Halloween, Tomodachi Life and Animal Crossing are the only Nintendo games that directly reference Christmas. And unlike with Halloween, Christmas doesn't have its own equivalent to Luigi's Mansion. Naturally though, many games have places that are very befitting of the holiday season, Snowy Levels being the best example. Did you think I was going to say Wario Stadium? The Double Dash variant is an absolute treat, but for my money, I'll take the Mario Kart 8 remix any day of the week. Yes, even on Tuesdays. Yes, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show was based on the first 2 games, so naturally when Mario 3 released, Nintendo said, "You guys know the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, right? Good, make it again." Honestly, the next 2 games are probably interchangeable, as they're both pretty similar in terms of fun factor and quality, but I have more things to complain about with 3D World, so I'm putting it below 3D Land. Oh shit, spoilers, 3D Land's next. Flygon introduces us to the Promise Gate, and tells us that we need to get 3 special words to pass through. So we complete a platforming challenge to open more rooms. Am I even playing the same game? I was beyond excited for this game. Until I realised, fuck, I don't have money, a job, or a Switch. Fuck. Oh, hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk. Yep, it's October alright, the time of year where it's socially acceptable to cosplay and ask strangers for food, and I grow 1 year closer to mortality. I fucking love pumpkins. The next morning comes around and Mario and the Toads discover that Princess Peach has been kidnapped. Go! After every world, we get these cute little cutscenes where Mario finds another letter about how Peach is doing, and they can range from finally learning self-defense to Peach is fucking dead. She will probably definitely not be missed. Now let's look at the Switch currently, and its jar and leap from I move left, I move right, I jump, shit, to holy shit! Ah! So many buttons! Fuck! Thankfully the GameCube era fixed this, and his design remained pretty much unchanged to this day. Until Mario slapped us in the face with a reminder that our time is limited. I hope to God that whoever rendered each and every hair on Mario's head finds happiness. This was supposed to help me sleep, not prevent it! Other than that thing, 100% in this game is a blast and something I wholeheartedly recommend. As long as you're good at controlling your anger, because you might end up with one less Wii remote after it. God damn it. The Super Mario Brothers. Have you heard of them? They're pretty fucking hard to miss. The most iconic characters in all of gaming. The ones who saved the industry single-handedly back in the 80s. Well, Linguini less so, but well, I've done it. I've finally covered everything this game has to offer. Whew. Hopefully that'll be enough for me to... What's going on? What?
Smoldering intensity.
What is your name spelled backwards? I don't know, I'm not a physician. Oh, I love this game. Along the way, the gang stumble across a wonky pipe, to which Mario and Luigi think, let's beat the shit out of it. It only took them 30 fucking years, but the Mario Bros actually did some real, genuine, honest-to-Goomba plumbing. And then Mario retired. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk, and spoiler warning. I love Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Son of a bitch, you son of a bitch!
I gave a spoiler warning! The Mies who run the stores all dress up in costumes, which is a fun touch, and they all greet you with trick or treat, my favourite phrase to use before robbing someone. Throw this sucker at anything with a brain that you can break into, and you'll capture them to bend them to your will. We beat Bowser and he gives us a hilarious display of not physics, that's for sure. Bowser decides, fuck Mario, and diagnoses him with terrorism. Video games and localization. You can't have one without the other. The two concepts have swapped spit ever since the dawn of video games, and allows for games to reach beyond their native regions. Without localization, we wouldn't have gems such as Mario or Zelda outside of Japan, but here in the UK we'd still have Harry Potter for the PS2, fucking woo. Heading up to resident services we can go left, right, up left or up right, so let's start by saying fuck you and going down. Outside of that, the game has a run button, and Mario, or whoever the fuck, has 2 levels of speed when pressed, build up and 3D Land is actually the basis for 3D World's moveset, but I reviewed them out of order. That's right, fuck the timeline! Yep, I regret that immediately. Alright. Bitch. We waddle on up to Bulbasaur, who promptly tells us that he has direct orders from Stalin 2.0 to not allow anyone to play the attractions, and to keep the Meadow Zone on lockdown. Super Mario Galaxy 2 has objectively the best Christmas level in the Mario series, but I have such a soft spot for the Snow Kingdom in Super Mario Odyssey. Because of course I do. On the way there, he finds a Luma who looks familiar. He starts speaking to us in PlayStation. Fuck! I knew I should have paid attention in this class. The show also introduces new characters to the DKU, being Bluster Kong and Eddie the Mean Old Yeti. Laugh all you want, but Eddie made it into Smash. I didn't see you making it into Smash. Damn it. There's a good number of costumes for sale, naturally. That's the other half of why I like Halloween. You remove the shitty werewolf mask and I refuse to give a shit! That's really the best way to describe the completion experience of this game. Pure, simple, handheld joy that brings me back to being a kid. And having a body. Fuck this! Snowdin is a cozy little village carved in the middle of a dense, snowy forest. You could say that its people are snowed in. Sometimes it can be a little weird to control, and other times it's this. Honestly, need I say any more than that? This game is fun. And Exhibit B. Grass, sand, ice, snow, jungle, water, lava. This game is generic as fuck, yo. God, I really have no idea how I'm managing to stay so positive. Especially when E3 has the same definition as Chibi Robo and F-Zero. Yeah, that would do it. Bowser flies away and leaves us to deal with... They just won't fucking die. Jump over this log? No! Oh shit, they're onto us. The event begins with... Rudolph the Black-Nosed Jingle, yep, no. There's the Fire Flower. Can't have a Mario game without it, apart from when we did. Now let's go full circle with this bitch and talk about a game that changed regions as often as I change Joy-Con colours. They are so fun! And finally, the Mega Mushroom, which is a return to the glory days of fuck whoever made this level. If you want to use the motion controls in handheld mode, however, fuck your life, because it simply does not work. If one of your villagers has been a Scrooge, naturally the only solution is breaking and entering. This show sometimes features real-world settings like Venice. Sure. Of course, Toy Days come to New Horizons too, and I can't describe how much I want to play it. Nintendo, update the f***ing game! And finally, Champions Road. Woo! Fuck! So you take the Grandmaster Galaxy and you put it on roids. You know the Koopalings, right? Bully, Cootie Pie, Kooky, Hip Hop, Big Mouth and Cheatsy. I thought I was talking about the Koopalings, not the 7 dwarves. Alright, my wagony was justified! As previously mentioned, you can go trick-or-treating and collect candy, or sweets if you're cultured, and squirt all over the Mollusk Lancer. Quick, tell me the 2 main mechanics of mainline Pokemon, and if you say hide and seek, I will f***ing lose it. I guess that's close enough. And finally, well, that's about it. Wait, no, I stand corrected. Mario Party has some winter-themed boards, such as Snowflake Lake in Mario Party 6, and Chilly Waters in Mario Party 3. Damn it! Yeah, no, that isn't happening. It's a shame, honestly, as I'm looking into buying an SNES, and I'm gonna have to settle for the design that I don't like as much, because region locking is fun! We take chase, and as is tradition for this game, Mario gets decked in the face! Yeah, this show lacks an intro theme, instead going for a more epic narrative approach, and I mean, I don't hate it. Now let's slide the nostalgia gogs off and talk about the many glaring issues with this game. That's right, I said it, this game isn't perfect. What are you gonna do? Weirdly enough, all of the characters retain their prior abilities, except Toad. Instead of being strong as f***, he's fast as f***, boy! The release method is also an unknown. Some believe it will be a collection, and others believe that they will have separate full-price releases. Yeah, I just heard the collective groaning of every Mario fan out there. But, come on guys, this guy's so Morton Cooper it hurts. So, instead of focusing on games with 3 colours and an arseload of boo, I'm gonna take a gander at how the Big N tackle the spookier side of life. Now it's time for my favourite pastime. Pandering! It's a bitch.
Kirby!
Why? After beating this game, I can confidently say that if I see another cat, I will fucking lose it. Well, you're fucked. The Luncheon Kingdom is up next, where Bowser has stolen the stupendous stew, and I assume it was eaten by this guy because the show aired from what kind of sick pleasure do they get out of this? And finally, Super Mario Odyssey 2. Have I made it clear that I want this game yet? It's no secret at this point that Super Mario 3D World was built off the engine of Super Mario 3D Land, and was also designed with Wii remotes in mind for multiplayer. So is it any surprise that the controls fucking reek? With quality ranging from pretty damn good to Nintendo at E3 2008. Nintendo tried that year. Dobutsu no Mori, or Animal Forest, was developed for the N64DD, but was later reworked to a standard N64 cartridge after the N64DD did the whole N64DD thing. This show was the most successful of all the shows we've looked at so far, running for 100 episodes from oh my god. They finally did it. Moving on, we have the campsite that nobody visits and is overrun by weeds. This is where I hold my cult meetings, and this is where I spy on Isabelle. Tomodachi Life also has a Christmas event, and it simultaneously has less and more effort put into it than the Halloween event. My brain is going to fucking implode! So, who's ready to fucking hate my opinion as we get in to number 8? I'm about to remove credibility from my vocabulary because kicking off my list, we have... What the fuck wrong?
You're gonna die!
Listen! We dive in and discover where the ring was and go hand to hand with Knucklo-Tech. It's funny because hands... To set the record straight, Christmas lasts longer and you get more out of it, but Halloween has a vastly superior vibe and atmosphere. If you disagree, you're objectively wrong and you're uninvited from my birthday party. Sorry, that was harsh. And despite the fact that I 100%ed the entire series literally a month ago, I will buy them all again. And play them all to completion again. God damn it, Mario has made me his bitch. We find out that a lot of local rejects are in cahoots and destroyed the rail intentionally. We find this out from Aaron after satiating his kink for iron ore. He's so horny. So we have at least 2 games. I would have picked the Switch version, but in 4 players someone has to have a handicap and God forbid anybody has fun. And we are faced with many challenges, such as... You've lost me. The costumes I'd like to see all reference Mario's past, as unlike Nintendo, I don't have the time to create wholly new designs. I have an island to run, goddammit. Jack was an Irish alcoholic, and he invited Satan to drink with him, as all self-respecting alcoholics do. And so Super Mario Bros. 2 Mario Madness was released to all non-Japanese regions. And then was re-released in Japan as Super Mario USA, and the Japanese version was released worldwide as the Lost Levels, so honestly, what the fuck was the point? I ain't having none of that shit. Damn it. Where the fuck was this ability during the main game? The Super Mario Bros. 3 show is based on... Take a shot in the dark, I dare you. Let's take a gander at the story. Because the first thing I think of when I see this collection of characters is story. It's fucking Mario Galaxy again! Rated E for evil. All of this culminated in me looking at Galaxy and saying, wow, that sure is a game. Let's hope to God that's changed. So what does this have to do with the present? Well, a wild card has been thrown into the ring, in the form of this sex of a game. The latter sees the cast of Super Mario Bros. 2, Mario, Luigi, Toad, and... the Princess in the Mushroom Kingdom doing... whatever the f*** really. Later, as it tends to do, Jack's alcoholism killed him, and he was refused from heaven for being a dick. And he was also refused from hell because Satan isn't one to go against his word. The Toy Day festivities work very differently to our spooky compadres quests, as instead of being a prick to everyone, we're nice! Gonna have to get used to that. A lot of times, localization can be an incredibly daunting task, perfectly adapting the source material for a whole new region to still perfectly get across everything that the original was intended to get across. And other times it's fucking dumb. We're spat out in the first world, and it's our job to free the Sprixies and take down Bowser. The only other plot progression is that Bowser has a badass car now. Now that we have the synopsis out of the way, fuck this story. It also sees the return of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which, say it with me now, thank fucking God. Mario Tennis Aces is probably a game that Nintendo would like to forget about, but I'm not Nintendo. No! So I say, fuck that, let's get his Aces costume in here. Super Mario 3D Land's story is definitely a product of its time. Around this game's release, Nintendo had sort of a trend going on where they didn't give a fuck about stories in Mario games. And it shows. I didn't do it, but I'm sure if you had a competent group of friends, then 100% in this game would be more than doable, and hell, maybe even fun. But seeing as I'm unfamiliar with the concepts of competency and friendship, I'm just gonna say it. Fuck 100% completing this game. Porygon Z, yes Z, not Z, and Togekiss give us 2 of the words, and then we have to do everyone's favourite thing in gaming. Backtracking! Get this. Delfino Plaza. Need I say more? This game's fucking beautiful! The Fire Flower, which allows you to commit arson on the go. The Boomerang Flower, which allows you to throw this third-party N64 controller at any and everything in your way. The Propeller Box, which allows you to... Pokepark Wii, an odd little treasure that was released way back on the 5th of December 2009. Can you guess what platform it was on? I'd been excited about this game right from the first trailer. You know the one. Yeah, I was the only person on the planet actually excited by that. Being a channel focused around gaming, I thought it would be interesting to fuse my favourite way of life with my favourite holiday, and see what we can get out of it. 8 more worlds unlock, but they don't offer any additional story, not even in the between world cutscenes, so... f*** 'em. We make our way to the top of the tower, where we encounter... bunnies. This game consists of a mix of Mario sports. See what you did there, you sneaky sneakers. One of the rails is missing, however, and it's the one leading to the lava zone, where we need to go. Of f***ing course. The jury's still out on whether or not they're better than any of Sunshine's races, but hey, f*** that game for now. I refuse to talk about anything that doesn't run the risk of hypothermia. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Rawk, and the Wii U, right? Wrong. So Super Mario Odyssey and the number 2 walk into a bar, right? A one-night stand later, and BOOM! Let's see this happen, Nintendo! Later, he was renamed to Mario after Mario Segal, the landlord of Nintendo of America's office. And the name stuck. Did it? We head down the path and, gasp, is that a Bowser? In the transition from Galaxy 1 to Galaxy 2, Bowser grew to the size of Miyamoto's bank account. I always knew he could do it. I think it goes without saying at this point, but I am unbelievably excited for Super Mario Odyssey 2. And I'm fidgeting in my seat just thinking about its inevitable reveal. Good news for fellow fans and enthusiasts of all things this. Super Mario Odyssey 2 will probably be revealed at E3, which means we don't have to wait long. Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!